We were studying our chapter number 14, accounting ratio or ratio analysis, and in our previous class we have seen some questions related to the activity ratio. We have seen in activity ratio there are four ratio: inventory turnover ratio, trade receivable turnover ratio, trade payable turnover ratio, and working capital turnover ratio. Till now we have seen the question related to the first two, that is inventory turnover ratio and trade receivable turnover ratio. In today's class we will see the question related to the remaining two ratios of activity ratio, which is trade payable turnover ratio and working capital turnover ratio. Okay, so let's start from trade payable turnover ratio, and the question we are going to see is question number 72. If you see the question on the board, it is written that calculate trade payable turnover ratio and average payment period from the following. Now we are going with the formula for trade payable turnover ratio is what, sir? That is, trade payable means that is related to creditor, and creditor will be in your business whenever you will purchase or credit. So formula will be credit purchase upon average trade payable. Right, now we need two things: one is credit purchase, second one is average trade payable. And trade payable means creditor and BP both, right? Okay. Now how we can calculate credit purchase? So if you see in the question, we have total purchase is given 24 lakh and cash purchase is given. So if we want to know the credit purchase, what we can do is we can take the total purchase which is given as 24 lakh, and from that total purchase if we deduct our cash purchase, that is 640, we will get what? We will get our credit purchase, right? So what we are doing, we are taking total purchase, we are deducting cash purchase. But one more thing, what I told you, whenever we are taking purchase or sales, we will always take that as our net value. Means if any return is given, that should be deducted. And if you see, we have purchase return is given as 60,000 rupees, so that should also be deducted. So deduct purchase return also, and that is given in the question as 60,000. So we have to deduct in total 640 plus 60, that will be 7 lakh. And if we deduct 7 lakh from 24 lakh, we will get 17 lakh rupees. Now we are going credit purchase, that is 17 lakh. We need what? We need average trade payable. Now average means, average trade payable means opening trade payable plus closing trade payable by 2. Now in trade payable we have two things, creditor and BP both. So we need what? If you see, we have everything is given, like creditor, BP, opening as well as closing. So what we will do, we will take opening creditor plus opening BP plus closing creditor plus closing BP by 4 or 2. 2, that will be 2, right? Because opening creditor plus BP will be our opening trade payable, right? So if you see the values is given, opening balance of creditor is 3 lakh rupees plus opening bills payable is written as 20,000. Then closing creditor is given as 350 and closing BP is given as 10,000 rupees, and this will be by 2. So in total, if we see, this will be 3,30,000 plus 3,50,000 will be 6,80,000. And if we divide 680 by 2, we will get a value of 3,40,000. So this 3,40,000 will be our average trade payable. Right? Now we are doing average trade payable, so we can put the value here as 3,40,000, and we can get the value of our trade payable turnover ratio, and that will be 5 times. Right? Now we want to know the average payment period also. So that is easy. If you want to calculate that in days, all we have to do is average payment period formula will be 365 divided by this 5 times. So if we do what? We 365 by 5, we will get how much? 73 days. Right? So this will be our average payment period. If you want to calculate that average payment period in weeks, we can use 52 instead of 365. Right? So this way we can calculate our trade payable turnover ratio. So the next question that we are going to see is related to working capital turnover ratio, and that is question number 74. It is written in the question that calculate working capital turnover ratio from the following information. We are knowing that the formula of working capital turnover ratio is sales, that is the revenue from operation, divided by working capital. This is the only formula of activity ratio where we will not write average working capital, right? No confusion. Okay. So we have to find two things, sales and working capital. Now if you see, we have few information is given, like we need to first find what? We need to find working capital. And for that we need what? Current asset minus current liability. So if we see in this question, we have some current asset is given, that is like first one is inventory is given there. Then next we have is trade receivable is also your current asset. Next we have cash balance is given, that is also your current asset. These three are our current asset, minus we have current liabilities also there, that is only one current liability is given, and that is trade payable, right? Then next we have is cost of sale and gross profit percentage. So we can firstly calculate our working capital. Inventory is given as 3,10,000. Then we have trade receivable is given as 1,30,000, and then we have cash balance is given as 20,000, right? And then we have trade payable is given as 60,000 rupees. So in total this will be 460, and if we deduct 60,000 from 460, we'll get a working capital of 4 lakh rupees. Now we are knowing our working capital of 4 lakh. We need to find our revenue from operation, that is sales. We need two things for sales, that is cost of goods sold and gross profit. Now if you see, we have cost of goods sold is given as 30 lakh 40,000, and gross profit is given as 24% of sales. Now the problem is sales is not there, so we cannot calculate 24%. Now let's suppose if sales is 100, right? Sales is 100. So gross profit will be how much? Okay, let's write it here. If sales is 100 and gross profit rate is given as how much? 24% of sales. So in that case we can say our sale gross profit will be 24 rupees, right? So if I say to you that what will be our cost, you will do what? Sir, we can deduct the gross profit, sales minus gross profit. So then our cost of goods sold will be 76 rupees. Any confusion? Now we can do one thing. So in a way we can say that, sir, if this is cost, that means from the sale that 24% is deducted, that means in itself this 30 lakh 40,000 is 76% or not? That is 7, because this, if you want to know like what will be our sale, we can say, we can do what, sir, if this cost of goods sold is 76%, what will be 100%? That will be your sale. If you want to know the gross profit, you can multiply by 24, what will be our gross profit, right? So we can do one thing directly, that we can directly find our sales, right? And this is one way. Here we are knowing cost, and here we will calculate gross profit. We will add cost plus gross profit, we will get sales. Other way is same thing, that we are knowing, sir, that our cost of goods sold is how much? 30 lakh 40,000. We are knowing that cost of goods sold is given as 30 lakh 40,000. Sorry, this is what cost of goods sold, right? Okay. And if gross profit is 24% of sale, so in a way we can say that if such sale is 100, gross profit will be 24, and then cost will be 100 minus 24, that is 76, and this is our cost. So we can say that in itself this COGS is how much, sir? It is 76% or not? Yes, that is 76%. So sir, how much will be 100%? That will be our sales, 40 lakh. So this way we got our sales as 40 lakh. Now you cannot write this thing directly. You will Write that thing, sir. If sales is 100, gross profit will be 24% of 100, that is 24. So if sale is 100 and gross profit is 24, so our COGS will be 76. Then you can do this calculation, right? You cannot directly do this. Is it clear? Now we are doing things. Revenue from operation we calculated as 40 lakhs and working capital is 4 lakh. So that will be 10 times. In this question, it is written that determine the value of current liability of Y Limited from the following. Now, in this question, we need to find the current liability. Now, current liability is used in many formulas, in working capital, in current ratio, in liquid ratio. So, it depends upon whatever formula is given to us. That will be our starting point. If current ratio will be given, we will start from there. But working capital ratio will start from there. What we have given, so it is written that we have cost of revenue, then we have gross profit is given as 25% of sale. So if something is 25% of sale, how much that will be of cost? That is 25% of sale. 25 means 1 by 4. So if something is 1 by 4 of sale, that will be 1 by 3rd of cost. Is it clear now? So in a way we can say that our gross profit will be 1 by 3 of cost of revenue from operation. Alternatively, you can then do that way also, that like if we suppose sir our, like see, in what we have given, what next we have given is current asset and then we have given working capital turnover ratio is 5 times. So we are doing that, sir, if working capital turnover ratio is given as 5 times, we need revenue from operation and we need working capital. Two things we needed. Okay, no confusion. So in working capital formula there is current asset and current liability. So if we got to know revenue from operation, and if you see current asset is already given, right? So we can do what? We can write, instead of writing working capital, we can write CA minus CL, right? Or we can do what? 5 equals to sir revenue from operation upon current asset is already given, that is 250,000 minus current liability. Or if we can do the cross transfer, this will be 250 multiplied by 5, that will be 12,50,000 minus 5 current liability equals to sales, that is revenue from operation. We will write the same thing, revenue from operation, not change. No confusion now? Okay. Now we need, if we need somehow sales, we are knowing that we will deduct that this 1250 from that sale, and then we will divide by 5 to know the current liability. Any confusion in this? No. Now how will find the sales, sir? So we have two things is given. We have cost of goods sold is given as how much? That is given as 6 lakh rupees. No confusion. And we have gross profit is given as 25% of sales. So either we can do one thing, that sir, if that is 25% of sale, that will be 33.33% of cost. That 25% means 1 by 4. So for cost it will be 1 by 3. And if you calculate 1 by 3 of 6 lakh, that will be how much? 2 lakh. So sir, if 2 lakh is gross profit and 6 lakh is cost of goods sold, our sale will be how much? 8 lakh rupees or not? Yes. But we can do that alternatively also the way we did. How, sir? Sir, if sales is, let's suppose, if sale is 100, then gross profit will be 25, and then COGS will be 100 minus 25 equals to 75. This much we can do, right? What we want to know? So our sale will be 6 lakh. If this 6 lakh is in itself, sir, 75, how much sale will be? Sale is 100, so multiply by 100. Even this way also you will get the same value, 8 lakh. No confusion now. So we got sale. Now we can do what? We can write sales here. We are knowing these things. So it will be like, if we transfer this 5 current liabilities in the minus, on that side that will be in plus. So in a way we can write, sir, that will be like 5 current liability equals to 1250 was here. and this sale will be transferred here will be in minus sales, and minus sales is how much, sir? 8 lakh. We calculate it. So we can say, sir, 5 current liability means, sir, 4,50,000. So current liability will be, sir, 4,50,000 divided by 5. So that will be 90,000 rupees. So that's all the things related to activity ratio. We have seen all the formulas of activity ratio as well as quotient related to activity ratio. In our next class, we will start our last group of formulas, which is profitability ratio. First, we will see all the formulas of profitability ratio, how we can find those formulas, and then in next class, we will see the quotients related to profitability ratio.